Break that stigma is to make it visible. And how do you do that? You talk about it. My life keeps getting better because I'm honest about it.
The COVID-19 pandemic is extra tough for people dealing with mental health issues. One Terre Haute man has battled this firsthand. He says that's why now is the perfect time to speak up. News 10's Dominic Miranda joins us now with his story and how he hopes to encourage others to speak up.
When you watch Eric Sellers coach our community's youth how to play tennis, you wouldn't think for a second that he has bipolar disorder or seasonal depression. May is Mental Health Month. That, coupled with the added anxiety of COVID-19 induced isolation, and Sellers thought it was the perfect time to share his story in order to help others. Sellers tells me he was ready for spring. The COVID-19 pandemic really threw him for a loop, and he went into a manic episode. It's almost as if he had to deal with another winter, which he says hit him hard. He recently was in the hospital for 15 days recovering. Sellers is very open about his struggles. He says now is the time to bring this to the forefront of conversation.
This is the perfect time to talk about the stigma of mental illness because everybody knows what you're going through because they're going through it. Finally, everyone has that same feeling. And now I don't feel alone. So now it's the time to speak up.
Sellers tells me he treats his bipolar disorder through social engagement with others. He exercises, plays, and coaches tennis. He says being in isolation, even because of COVID-19, isn't the way to deal with your mental health struggles. He says his life is better because he's honest about it.
You can't just stay in your house and just hope it gets better. You can't isolate. It's not how you treat it. You get out there and you tell people that you love and you tell people around you. That way when you have that off day, they'll know.
He says now's the time to talk about breaking the stigma. Just like the coronavirus is invisible, Sellers says so are mental health struggles. That's why he wanted to share his story.
The only way to break the stigma of mental illness is to share your personal experiences. It doesn't matter what the definition of bipolar is. It's what is it to you? Share your personal experiences with not the world, the people around you, your neighbors, your family, your job. So then when you're not you, they will step in and help.
Sellers told me he simply wanted to share his story during Mental Health Month in hopes to help someone who needed to hear it the most. In Terre Haute, I'm Dominic Miranda, News 10.